An auteur is simply the French word for author, but immediate American film critic Andrew Saris defined it as essentially the idea of a director having primary control over a work. To him, the three premises of auteur theory are technique, personal style, and interior meaning. Two of the most recognized figures to fit this description is filmmaker Quentin Tarantino and game designer Hideo Kojima. Through his acclaimed films such as the Kill Bill series and Inglourious Basterds, Tarantino has established himself as an auteur through his usage of sharp dialogue.
They don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
Oh man, they got the metric system. They wouldn't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is.
And what do they call it?
They call it the Royale with cheese.
Stylistic music. Hyper-violent scenes. And unique cinematography. As Curtis Shaw writes, the ones who watch Tarantino movies have a fair idea that they are watching a Tarantino movie. Similarly, Kojima, known for the Metal Gear Solid series, and Death Stranding provides users with unique game mechanics, powerful music,
Don't be so serious.
interesting characters,
The name's Higgs, the particle of God that permeates all existence.
and compelling narratives. As Cal Savine notes, Kojima has earned an auteur-like status for following his artistic integrity throughout his career within the framework of blockbuster productions. Similarly, as auteurs, both use reference and homage from other pieces of media to shape their unique styles. However, the key difference lies in how they use these imitations. For Tarantino, he frequently draws from various movies, especially foreign ones, and modifies them to fit Western cinema. For example, in Kill Bill Volume 1, the main heroine of The Bride fights antagonist Oren Ishii, who is a direct homage to the film Lady Snowblood's main protagonist, Yuki Kashima, through similar clothing choice and narrative. Similarly, in Volume 2, the song Il Tramonto, which originated from Sergio Leone's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, was used for a scene as a simple musical reference to spaghetti westerns. Likewise, in Inglourious Basterds, there is an homage to John Ford's The Searchers and a camera shot of a Jewish girl fleeing from Nazis, which imitates the film's iconic doorway scene. However, these references in the context of Tarantino's films are stripped of all cultural significance. For instance, in Kill Bill Volume 2, the spaghetti western of The Good and the Bad and the Ugly has its music used for stylistic reasons with no importance put on its Italian origins. Similarly, the homage to Yuki Kashima of Lady Snowblood, who is a heroine in Japanese cinema for getting revenge on her abusers, is reduced to a minor antagonist role who ultimately gets outmatched in her own culture of Japanese swordsmanship by the Western protagonist in Kill Bill Volume 1. Likewise, in the homage to The Searchers, an anti-Western that conveys the themes of the deadly effects of American imperialism, and Inglourious Basterds, its famous doorway shot is just used as a unique shot in a chase sequence. As Christopher Bell explains, this is done so Tarantino can rewrite history to turn the tables on the Nazis and have Jews enact suitable vengeance for the atrocities that they endured during the Holocaust. Importantly, this is only achieved through the American Jewish Task Force.
And I need me 8 soldiers. 8 Jewish American soldiers. Army, we're gonna be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
So while Tarantino uses cultural appropriation to westernize his references, he also creates a dangerous narrative which favors the idea of Western imperialism. In contrast, Kojima has the exact opposite implication. For his references, unlike Tarantino, he carefully chooses from Western cinema to expand upon their strong anti-imperialistic themes through usage of anti-war messages. For example, in Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, a helicopter arrives playing Ride of the Valkyries, a clear homage to the Western film Apocalypse Now. In the film, the song is used to point out the absurdity of America in the Vietnam War through the slaughter of innocent people. However, in Kojima's game, this message is created by using the song to rescue a prisoner of war from a US naval prison. Similarly, Solid Snake of the Metal Gear Solid series is a reference to Snake Plissken from Escape from New York through a similar appearance, name, and demeanor. Yet Kojima uses the reference as a symbol of anti-war by taking Plissken, who represents the political and social consequences of the Cold War, and puts these aspects into Snake. This is seen through Snake losing numerous allies, both the entirety of his left arm and right eye, and almost his own life, all resulting from the consequences of US-influenced wars. Snake is also not the only character from Kojima that represents this. In Death Stranding, when character Cliffhanger is first encountered, his entrance imitates the movements of the T-800 in the Terminator with a similar ominous score. However, unlike the T-800, who is an unfazed machine of the ongoing war present in the film, Unger is instead a victim, as seen in his endured psychological trauma depicted through his constant entrapment on the World War I beaches and ongoing grief in the loss of his family. As Calfseen notes, these games' anti-war message demonstrates that Kojima commands great control over his craft like a true auteur. So while both Tarantino and Kojima are auteurs, their use of homage shows opposite intentions. While Tarantino strips cultural references to create stylish westernized fantasies, Kojima instead expands upon them to critique war and imperialism through depictions of themes such as loss. As his work doesn't just borrow, it provides meaning, like a true auteur.